beef pares in low carb. Pwede ba yon? Yes, pwede yon. In fact, yun yung kakainin ko ngayon while we talk about the difference between keto and low carb. So, eto, yung beef pares na ito is the traditional. I think merong sugar kasi meron siyang tamis. So, that is why yung beef pares na ito ay kakainin ko with chopsticks para hindi na ma-include yung sabaw. And yung pack nito, merong garlic rice na kasama. So, instead of garlic rice na iniwan ko na, ay nagbaon ako ng egg. So, meron akong 3 itlog to pair with my beef pares. And with that, magiging low carb na siya. If we compute for the macronutrients, kung beef lang yung kakainin mo, it could be pasok sa keto and low carb. Bakit? Ano bang pagkakaiba ng keto and low carb? Yung keto actually ay low carb din, pero mas strict siya. So, yung low carb natin, maraming definition yan. Yung iba hanggang 150 grams of carbohydrates per day. Katumbas niya ng mga 3 rice. But with us, with our experience, nakita natin na hindi yun ganun ka-effective when it comes to healing. So, that's why yung pinaka-effective na low carb is 50 grams or less. Maya-maya may mga papasok dito. Nasa pantry kasi ako ng operating room. Kasi kahapon, yun lang yung kinain ko. Kakaunting pizza na toppings and siomai sa umaga. Bacon siomai. Naked siomai. Yung walang wrap. Yung wrap niya ay bacon. And eto ngayon, eto yung meal ko. So that later, baka hindi na rin ako kakain. This could be my OMAD. So, yung keto naman is only 20 grams maximum na low carb. So, mas konti yung kanyang carbohydrate content, but sobrang taas yung kanyang fat content. Now, for those who want to do keto for weight loss alone, it might be contradictory kasi although pabababain niya yung insulin mo sa katawan at magpa-fat burning ka and it will be effective mostly, especially sa mga nagsisimula pa lang. Pero there will be a time na para magpa-plateau ka. This is because hindi na nabiburn na yung fats mo sa katawan. Instead, yung nabiburn na fats going into energy, being transformed into energy, ay yung fats na sa iyong pagkain. So that's why it is still good to sometimes lower your fat intake if you want to have weight loss because you want to use up. Gusto mo, yung fats na magagamit ng katawan mo is the fats na coming from your body. Kasi dun yung cleansing yung nangyayari. That is why we don't easily promote keto. Like personally, maraming nagsasabi, keto doctor yan, you're into keto. But actually, no. I'm advocating low carb and keto may be very important, may be very effective in certain conditions, but it's not for all. Pwede siyang pang-induction, pang-simula lang. For example, for weight loss, para maging fat-adapted ka, masanay ka, hindi ganun kahirap yung transition mo. But if you want to do it in the long term, hindi pwedeng keto forever. Because keto forever is like starvation forever. Yun kasi yung kanyang signal na binibigay sa ating katawan na walang insulin, as in zero insulin or very, very minimal insulin. And so, mahirap yan for muscle building, kaya nangangayayat yung iba. And mahirap din yan sa iba din na sobra-sobra rin dinadami na kinakain yung fat sa kanilang day-to-day na pagkain. That is why that is leading into stalled weight loss or yung iba, yung hyper-responsive naman, pwede silang magkaroon ng sobra-sobra ding pagpayat, especially if they are not eating enough proteins. So, what you need is actually lower the carbs and then yung proteins niyo, you have to prioritize. That's why sa beef pares na ito, kakainin ko lang yung laman and pair it up with eggs, and then you lower your carbohydrates, and then the fats kailangan i-control. So that's the basic difference between keto and low carb. With low carb, we can be as liberal as 50 grams of carbohydrate a day, and mind you, yung carbohydrate na yon, mas mabuti kung nanggagaling ito sa mga natural sources na mayaman sa vitamins and minerals and fiber if you are tolerant to vegetables. So, green leafy vegetables, those are low carb fibers. Ito na meron akong naano dito. Ewan. So, yan. Nakikita ko kasi siya. So, anyway. So, low carb is actually very safe for everyone. Walang kontra si low carb kasi yun talaga yung natural na pagkain natin. Even for our dogs, our dogs are in low carb. They are pure carnivores. At hindi rin kailangang mahal. Meron lang 50 pesos per kilo na mga buto-buto ng chicken, buto-buto ng mga isda. Of course, dapat sanay muna yung dogs niyo ha, kasi baka mabulunan. But the important thing here, low carb is really natural for humans and many others. So, we can tolerate, good that we can tolerate some vegetables. Makakatolerate tayo some plants, some nuts and seeds. Although yung iba, may mga autoimmune disease. Baka avoid muna kayo dyan because that might have some effects sa katawan ninyo when it comes to the phytotoxins na baka sensitive kayo. And just go into low carb. Always check our food list, JGC Rojo food list. Stick to the safe list at makikita ninyo that you will be on your better health, better than ever. So, I will enjoy now my Beefpares kasi magsisimula namin kami ng operation namin. Baka bukas na ako makakauwi. Yes, because sometimes our operation lasts whole day and natatapos kami ng 12 midnight, just like last night, 1 a.m., 2 a.m. So, that's why kain muna, and I don't need rice for this kasi I'm already fat adapted. That's the beauty of keto and low carb. With low carb though, you are more metabolically flexible. Hindi ka dependent on ketones alone. You can also make some glycogen and some glucose para hindi walang hypoglycemia and your muscles are always building, always intact. Hindi ka magkakaroon ng muscle loss. So, excited na akong kumain. So, I will eat now. Tikman natin. Sarap. Sobrang lambot. And, hindi na kailangan ng rice. Just egg. So, I hope you learned something today when it comes to keto and low carb. So, for the record, I generally promote low carb. Keto can be ideal only in certain conditions. Sa mga masterclass enrollees natin, alam na alam nila yan when keto is indicated. But it's not for everyone. It's not just something na gagawin mo agad-agad without the right mindset because it can also have a lot of setbacks. So, yan lang muna. Yan guys. Maraming salamat for always being with our community and supporting each other at sa mga nagtatanong dyan and yung sinasagot ng mga community members natin. Maraming salamat po because sometimes hindi ko na ma-answer lahat ng questions. Our admins are also there to help and for enrollment in masterclass, message nyo lang directly yung mga admins natin. They are there in the comments. And of course, ngayon, wala pa rin tayong access sa ating masterclass group and we are still being hacked and we are still praying na sana lang ma-okay ng lahat. So, maraming salamat everyone. Stay low carb, stay safe. Bye-bye! Ay, may pa-shoutout pala. Doreen, Ma'am Nikki, Sir Stevie. Nandito pala sila. Akala ko hindi sila nanonood. So, hi! And of course, may tokaya, Doc Grace, bravo. Magkasama na naman kami. Nandito lang actually sila. Ayaw mo magkita, mga shy type eh. Magkita ka dito. Ganda-ganda mo kaya. Yan si Sir Steve. Bye-bye.